Hi, welcome back to Knit for Brains podcast. I'm Laura Brady.
I'm Karen Miller.
This is episode 110.
We're getting old.
All right. Of our knitting, crafting, crocheting, sewing, kind of whatever we're doing at the time podcast. We're located 60 miles south of Chicago in Bradley, Illinois. You can find us on Ravelry. We have a group. Facebook, we have a group. Instagram, and then you can also find us on Etsy at Knit for Brains Designs. Karen?
You can find me on Instagram and on Ravelry as Loopy Stitcher, and also on Ravelry, my designs are underneath Loopy Stitcher Designs, and that's spelled L-U-P-Y. That's it.
I'm proud. You knew where you were at.
I know. I was just like, I thought about it before I came over, so I want to make sure I knew where it was.
Okay. So, everybody's sitting on the edge of their seats wondering, what is Illinois weather doing now?
I'm sure they are.
Well, let's just fill you in. It's been warm.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the 60s.
Warm and windy.
To the point that I've been complaining that my house is too hot. It got up to 69 the other night. I was sweating.
Oh, my.
I can't do that. I couldn't sleep last night. I was warm. Even doing the whole trick of, stick your leg out the blanket.
Yeah.
No, it didn't work.
No.
But that's about to change.
Yeah, today is like, I got in my car, I'm like, ooh.
Yep. And tomorrow, snow and sleet.
The trick is knowing what coat to wear. I know you only have
wear
one coat.
I'm sorry, my husband says it's not a coat. It's a jacket.
It's a jacket, yeah.
It's a North Face.
So me, I have an actual winter coat, and in the springtime and fall, I wear like a cape kind of thing that goes over. It's almost like a fleece blanket.
Yeah.
It really is. The material's a fleece blanket. But a couple of times I get in my car, I have my winter coat on, and I look at him like, it's almost 60 degrees. I don't need this on.
Now, I will say, I own a winter coat.
You just don't use it.
I can't tell you the last time I ever wore it. I don't like the bulk of a winter coat.
Yeah.
Like, even when you're sitting in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is a girl that if I have my heat on, it's very, very little.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the blower's not on. I ran the air conditioning the other day in the car. I don't need a heavy coat. And if I go somewhere with my husband, he's quite the opposite of me. He wants the heat. He'll have the heat on. He'll have the blower up. As I'm sitting there stripping off clothes going, freaking hot. We went thrifting yesterday, and I was like, can you just pull over to the side of the road and I'll climb up on top of the roof? Because I am dying over here.
It's easier to add layers than it is take the layers off.
Well, and he was like, I don't know what you're complaining about. I have the air on, but it was at my feet. That doesn't do me any good. I need it, like, blowing on me. So we're very, very opposite. Not sure how we ended up together. Can't wait till we drive to Arkansas in May. I told him I will be comfortable. So, bundle up. Because I need my air.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's going to snow and sleet tomorrow and be colder. And then we're going to warm up again.
Spring, because in Illinois.
That's not hack on our sinuses and allergies.
Well,
I don't know how you've been doing, but even, like, the wind, because it's blowing everything around and stuff. Yeah, things. And Brett's been having problems, too, like with the nasal congestion. And
this morning I had to move branches that had fallen off the tree by the street. And I ran over some on the way over here, too. I'm pulling out of mine
now, right?
Because honestly, the trees are actually city owned because it's beyond it's between the sidewalk and the road, and we've been after them. One of our trees was hit when one of the ice storms a couple years ago. Literally, this family in a van spun out and killed the tree. I mean, the van was horrible too. And when I was picking up the sticks today, I went to get the one, and I looked down, and you can still see there's a piece of metal from the van stuck into the tree. Oh, yeah.
Now,
this
see,
is
here
pretty
in
good.
Bradley, they're really good. The village goes, gosh, it seems like, and we were just saying something about it the other day, and it's not actually a village. You know who comes out and trims all the trees all the time? Like, it seems like every other week. ComEd.
Oh, yeah. But
They're coming over, going up and down the road,
Yeah.
and like
they're always real good at that.
I'll go down the road, and it's like, oh, half that tree's gone.
Yeah, it's like it's a bad haircut. Yeah. Unfortunately, where I live, there's no wires above where those trees are, so I'm not going to be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, we just got another notice. I want to say it was last week or the week before that they're going to be coming around again to trim trees, and we're like, didn't they just do that?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're pretty on it. So okay, that's your update. That's
Weather update.
That's the weather
and tree
gab.
trimming service.
Yeah.
All fits in with the crafting.
I mean, yeah.
Why not?
All right. As usual, we'll go ahead and do shop update. It's a small one. But I'm actually impressed I have any done. So there's that.
We didn't get our knitting time last week.
Yes. So
she wasn't feeling good, and
after the last podcast, well, I had mentioned my neck was bothering me. It went completely out. Monday, if I was awake for 20 minutes the whole entire day, that was a lot because I was in so much pain. I was nauseous.
that's horrible.
I'd sleep and I'd wake up and I'd be laying there going, okay, I think I feel better. And then I would get up, and within taking 2 or 3 steps, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Missed my chiropractor appointment. There was no way I could have drove there, and he had a dentist appointment. I did not go to work Tuesday.
Wow.
I ended up at that point, because I had texted my chiropractor and said on Monday, I was like, I'm not going to make it. I'm like, can I schedule tomorrow in hopes that, I can make it there? He was like, okay, 2 o'clock. And I'm like, no, early. That way, first thing before everything really kicks in hard, hopefully I can get there. So I had an 8 o'clock in the morning appointment. So I went Tuesday. And Thursday, I think, that week. And then I went this week. I had went Monday. I still was not doing well. So I went back Wednesday morning, which that was fun because I worked 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then had to be there by 8 a.m. That's like a 47-minute drive, although at that time in the morning, I made it in 33 minutes. There's no traffic.
Yeah.
And he did discover something new that was going on, so I've been doing really well since then. Thumbs up that this is it and things are going to settle down.
Yeah.
I was finally actually able to sew a few bags where I could not sew. I wasn't even knitting. I don't think I knit for 3-4 days. There was nothing going on.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but in the middle of it, I still went and worked truck and yeah, it was something. So I'm actually impressed I have any update at all is where I was going with this. Things were not good this week. So at any rate, I've been getting requests for more dog fabrics. Everybody loves the dogs. So you ask for it, I give it to you. So I've got this cute little blue dog fabric. It says Bark and Arf.
Matches your nails.
Oh, it does. Yeah, I did get my nails done. The inside fabric is the same as the top, the tan there. And I better double check because I know some of these sold. I got 4 sock bags in that. Also in that print, I've got 2 of the medium zippered bag. The inside is the tan. And as always, you do get a needle minder with those as well. And then, and I don't do these very often.
Well, yeah. It's been a while.
And you can see I didn't have it folded very well, but I've got a sweater size bag. Also tan on the inside. And these things, well, Karen knows because she has one, are ginormous.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good size bag.
Yep.
So that's it on the blue ones. And I did have more of these, but I did the listing earlier, and I've sold out on everything but the sock size now. The I Woof You dog is back for Easter. Yes, I did have this last year, but we've gotten a lot of new viewers, a lot of new customers, and since there was requests for dogs, I went ahead and decided to do this one again. The inside of the bag is the pink with the white polka dots, and I am down to 3 sock size in this is all.
Cool.
So there's that. And I did purchase more fabrics.
I can see them. You can't.
Yes. Oh, and there's one I'm so excited about. I will be keeping a bag or 2 of, because I love it. So yeah, that's Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy.
Cool.
Ravelry group, since we mentioned that, we still have the Mitt Along going on, and that's until March 31st. That's any sort of mittens, gloves, dog mitts, baby mitts, fingerless, whatever can go on some hands or paws. How's that for you?
Yeah.
Enter on there for a chance to win some prizes. Alrighty. Do you have any FOs?
1.
Alrighty. I don't have you topped by much this week, so don't feel bad. Is it your mitt?
Yeah.
Oh.
You guessed it. Now I have a pair. What do you?
matching pair.
A matching pair at that.
Okay,
It's
what
not
was
the same as the same?
What was the name of this pattern?
Okay.
Is this Prince something? Because we had a question on the last video, and I'm not sure who she was talking to, you or me.
No, this is called, I don't know. I can't pronounce it.
Okay, so she was talking to me.
Friolero is my closest guess, and I'm probably butchering the name. It is a free pattern. It takes you out to a separate site. Just a picture of the actual mittens. I think I got pretty close to my original. I wasn't very good at writing down what I had done on the first mitt, so the second mitt was kind of like a crapshoot. It's like the second sock syndrome. That's why I always do mine 2 at a time. The yarn is by Whips on Sticks, which of course she no longer dyes. It is a fingering weight 75-25. It was from one of my advent calendars. This is what I have left. I tore up the previous mitt to be able. And this little bit. So of course I was holding it double to be able to. It's a DK pattern. I did end up going up a size in needles, and I added length in order to be able to fit it, but last time I was at where the marker is, so I completely got, what do you know, a pair of mitts. So that will be great, actually, for tomorrow. And the funny part is, my poncho that I wear is almost, it's not as dark as this, but it's in the same family.
Family.
Yeah, that rusty orange color. But I really like how that turned out.
They're really cute.
Yeah. Yep. I modified the thumbs a heck. If I were to do this pattern again, I probably wouldn't increase as much to make the thumb, because I just don't need all that room. And then, of course, I added length. So those would be the only things I would change again.
Okay, so the question I was talking about from the last episode, keep in mind I was reading this comment when I was having neck issues and migraines, was from Carol. Sorry, Carol. I had answered you, and then I second-guessed myself because I was so out of it. I was like, was that meant for Karen? And I had to think what the name of the pattern was. It's Point Edwards. Well, I might have misspoke on the last one and called it Prince Edwards. I'm not sure. It said, did you do the mitts prints in parentheses? That's why I was asking what yours was called. In DK or fingering? Needle size. Thanks. I have answered you now, but I will go ahead and answer on here again in case you don't see it on there. I don't have a lot of DK yarn, so I just hold fingering double because I have a ton of fingering yarn. And it's a really good way to use up those skeins where you didn't really have a plan for them. Whatever the needle size is in the pattern is what I use. I did not change the needle size at all. So there's that.
She actually tracks what she does, unlike Karen. Because you can see on her pattern when she uses it, she's got all of her chicken scratches.
Yes. I like my stuff to match.
Yeah.
Funny that way, huh?
Well, I'm going to be the one that wears them. Who else is going to really know?
That's true.
The first set was pretty obvious.
I'll have to say, those mitts are one thing that I've knitted that I actually do wear.
Yeah.
Because typically I don't wear my knits. I just like to knit. Which is why I give a lot of it away. Okay. Okay, something I had going last time. You guys will notice I emptied my vase a little bit. I know it probably doesn't look like it, but Karen can tell you I don't have yarn sitting on the table anymore.
It's not going to attack me. Me too.
Oh, well, I'll start here. I used my Rocket Squares. Still loving them, guys. I do magic loop, so obviously a 40-inch cable, and I use the 2.75 millimeters. The yarn Oh, I have notes. Okay, Laura, this is leftovers for you.
Yep.
The yarn I bought off T-Stash, it did not have a label, so I am excused on that.
Hey, you have to say.
I mean, I could have contacted the dyer.
I've made it a point.
You have been really good, yes.
Yeah.
So I need to set this aside. This is why people call dibs on my leftovers, so I have to actually put notes with things. Otherwise, they get thrown in the vase, or I hand them to Karen, or whatever the case may be. So I will set those back there. Now I remember send those to Laura. Here they are. Okay, so in my box, which I'll show you later, of stuff that Laura sent me, was a pair of sock lockers for Wendy's big old socks. They look a little more normal now, don't they?
Look better. They don't look... They look like slippers before. Now they look like socks.
Well, because mine were just... My sock lockers are so small.
Right.
So these are actually a size large versus mine were mediums.
Yeah.
So I finished those, and I think this makes number 5 for her box of socks. So there's that. That was my first FO. Then I cast it on another pair. And this one is Nomadic Yarns. Laura leftovers. Birthday cake, which it does not look like birthday cake to me, but whatever. There's that.
That was leftover and you still have that much left?
No, this was Laura wants the leftovers.
Oh, Laura wants the leftovers.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, I knit a pair of socks and this is what's left. So, Laura pile again. I'm going to have to send her out a package. All right, hold on. Let me put these on here. So I started and finished these. I'm just going to put the one on. So I don't... So what do they look like? Come on, even my husband answered the same thing as I was thinking.
What do they look like? You know,
what
like
does
in terms of stripes?
It's not birthday cake.
No.
What hits you?
I don't know.
Neapolitan ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
The minute I took them out of the bag, I was like, hey, Brett, what's this remind you of? And he said that. And I'm like, that's exactly what I was thinking. So those came out really nice. I do actually like the color.
Yeah.
But I don't see birthday cake.
Had Laura and I already called them, I would have called them. I like...
She had called it when I bought it.
Okay. Yeah. I like the combination of pinks and browns. To me, they're a great combination.
Which it's surprising that she called this because it does have brown in it, and she does not like brown.
It's not poop brown, though.
But it's not poop brown, as she calls it. So this makes pair 6 for Wendy's box. I'm cruising right along, folks.
Yes, you are.
I'll be done with this box before.
I'm really impressed because, it definitely takes me longer to knit. Man overboard?
Yeah.
That you have more stitches on Wendy socks than you normally do. And you can still get a freaking pair of socks done that you cast on in between episodes.
They take me a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But still not. But I also use bigger needles than you as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
you're not doing quite as many rows.
There's that. What happened to that other bag I threw down there?
You didn't throw it down there. You put it...
Look at me being all organized.
She's too organized. She's over-organized.
Okay.
Is that a possibility? Apparently.
And then these need to be put away.
Lord. Help me now. Help me now.
Oh, okay. Before we move on to whips, I have things falling next to me. Well, what happened is I have these. This is one of them. And I don't even think I can reach it now because it went behind my chair. Maybe I can. Laura sent me.
Okay, good thing I didn't hit the camera.
2 sweater quantities of yarn with the name of the pattern that she would like knit, and all of the needles to knit the sweaters with. And I'm going to knit her up a couple sweaters. One of them is the potluck pullover, and the other one is the weekender light. So she sent me basically, this one was an advent calendar, and then this one is like full skeins of Yarn Cafe Creations, the Strawberry Shortcake collection. So you guys will be seeing that once I start knitting. The plan is I'm going to start the potluck pullover. I'm going to have Brett cake up all the minis. And I'm also going to have him cake up my yarn from the Gilmore Girl box and start the cowl too. So he's going to be doing a lot of caking.
Yep.
So there's that. Okay. Speaking of Laura, the June club that I collaborate with her on is listed in her shop, and I will be showing you last month's club when we get to acquisitions. I'm trying to pull up her site. Okay, so that is her on Instagram and also her on Etsy. And later on when we give coupon codes, she has a coupon code, so you can use the coupon code on the clubs. You can also use it on her Advents if you're interested in ordering Advent from her. So there's that announcement. Okay, let's talk about Cherry Pie Cottage. I have pics. So Jenny has listed her Halloween Advent calendar. And this year it is going to be Hocus Pocus. And I will show you the picture she put up. And it also has her Cherry Pie Cottage, which is what she is on Etsy. Because we don't want you guys to miss out on these Advents. They're fun. She has options on that. She offers it in 20 gram minis, 50 grams, or 12 minis and a full skein. So you have 3 different options. That is all fingering weight of how you want to purchase that from her. So make sure you hop over there to that as well before she sells out, because I'm sure she will.
Which I shared mine last Halloween.
Yes.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I'm using it as part of
Both
my
Jenny and Laura, Cherry Pie
Yeah,
Cottage
both
and
of them.
Lollipop are beautiful dyers.
Yeah.
So you should definitely, we've shown quite a bit of their yarn on here. So
Yep.
that's all my announcements. Yeah.
Okay.
Whips.
2. One has a story.
Okay, well, I have a whole bin. Or what looks
So
like
why
a
don't
whole
you
bin.
go through a few years?
Okay,
before
do
I
a few of my first.
told you it was an off week for me.
Okay, let's
Huge.
start with diamond painting because I've said for how many
I see
episodes
you brought it
now
in. I'm
that I would.
impressed.
And Brett even reminded me. He goes, "Hey, remember that bead thing?
It was close.
I'll give it to you."
Yeah.
Oh, look how much I got done on it, Karen.
Yeah.
So let me show you guys where I'm at. And I won't show this every time. Just, when I've made a little bit of progress. Hopefully next time I show it, it'll be done. But, well, let's be realistic. I have a board it actually stands up on now instead of having it lay flat on the table. Because laying flat on the table and me going like this, not a good situation.
Yeah, not a good thing.
So I did order through Amazon. It's like a little easel and you can prop it up there. And it has a light on it too, but I don't use that. That way you're,
Lord knows you don't need another light.
Oh no, honey. I forgot to tell you because my husband asked me if I showed you. Last time you were here.
Yeah.
When you walk in through the utility room, we now have an extra OT light up in a box. Like the original OT box came in. That we picked up now too.
Just in case one of them goes bad.
Just in case. I mean, we want you to be without lighting, Karen.
The other day, I had mine on, and she was like, "Damn, that thing's bright." I was like, it kind of gives you a hint that I needed extra light.
Well, here's the thing. I never realized, because I have one that sits behind me that I started using for knitting, and I never realized how much it actually lights up. Because I was sitting down there to do something. It wasn't knitting, and I didn't turn it on because, I was knitting. And I was like, I feel like I'm sitting in the dark. So I had to turn it on. I'm like, this is weird. All right. I guess we'll start with the new socks I just casted on. As one does. I think I have a tag. Yes. This yarn was in the box that Laura sent me. It was Desert Vista Dye Works Flintstones, and she split it with me. So I got her leftovers.
That's funny.
This is what we do,
Yeah.
And I didn't make a lot of progress. I just...
Self-striping sparkle.
And these I didn't match up. These are going to be like a mixed-matched pair. So... Because I don't think Laura typically matches up hers. Like, she gets matched socks when I send her yarn because, I match. And then when she sends me yarn, I do the mismatched. So, it works out good. Then it's kind of a variety. So, and these, of course, I am making for Wendy's box of socks. I'm using the Rockets again because right now those are my preferred needles for sock knitting. Pretty much for any knitting, if I have the proper size, I will be using the squares. They're just a little...
You are definitely a convert.
They're a little bit easier on my hands.
Yeah.
So, with the amount of knitting that I do, just on a daily basis, typically, it definitely helps. So, because it's nothing for me to... I mean, I don't have kids. Well, I mean, I have a kid, but she's grown.
No, you got 2.
Yeah,
one still lives here.
I have my husband and the rabbit.
Most husbands do qualify for a grown child.
But typically, when I sit down in the evening, I can sit down and I don't need to get up for 2-3 hours.
Yeah. Sorry, guys out there, but just
we're not saying you're needy, but
it doesn't matter if the guy. Most people, when they're in a relationship, it's the other one that's in a relationship.
You have to give Brett props though, because who's the better server? Who makes you the better popcorn? Brett.
No, he's not nearly as needy as most men that I know.
Who's the better server? I curse at you sometimes when it's like, give me I'll get your chocolate.
Yep.
He's nice about it.
Oh,
Pours
yeah.
your
He's like,
popcorn
he
in the
asks me if I
bag.
need anything. He sets out my napkin,
Yeah.
pours it in a bowl.
He's one of those unusual ones because, like, I can take
I'm
him.
like, lucky she doesn't throw the bag at me.
Yeah. I can take him into a fabric store and he'll just follow around me for an hour and a half carrying my bolts of fabric. And then after a while, when he can see like I'm almost done, he'll be like, how much you want of this, this, and this? And I'll go get it cut for you.
Oh, yeah.
So that's always really nice because most guys are you done yet? And that would work my ever-loving nerve.
Well, my husband definitely does not have a real avid interest in my knitting.
So you're not taking him
He
to the
doesn't
yarn
really.
store, huh?
No.
Well,
no.
Brett, when we go on vacations, always ends up with me in a yarn store and a quilt store.
Yeah.
And he knows, like, oh, we're going to that quilt store in Vegas. They have that little seating area. I can just sit there and, play on the phone. When we go to the yarn store there, I mean, a lot of times he's chatting, with the girls and,
Yeah. I don't think I'd ever see him come in. I don't even think I saw him come in when I worked part-time at one point. Ever. Unless he had to come in and forgot something. That would be the only reason he would come in. Is if he needed something from me.
Okay, I got another new cast on, and it's not much to see. I'm just going to put it out there right now. I am making, and don't worry, folks, I am not wearing this on its own. I am making a ripple bralette. Okay. This girl doesn't like to wear bras on her days off, and I thought I could put this on, like, underneath and still be able to, and I can get away with that because I'm so small.
Yeah. I wouldn't be.
So, I'm working on that. Now, the funny thing is, I typically won't read, like, all the wordiness in the pattern, but it's probably a good thing that I did, because, where'd she put it? Before you get started, a couple notes. Don't be intimidated by the amount of negative ease in the design. Since the garment is done entirely in ribbing, there will be a ton of stretch in the finished object. Thank God she let me know that. Before you block it, it's going to look very small, like a funny little tube with a couple of tight triangles at the top. That is normal. I'm glad she put that on there. Because otherwise, I would have thought I was making this for Peanut. Okay, so yarn.
I'm sure a lot of people, thought that.
Yeah, because this was a very popular pattern for quite a while.
Right.
So the yarn I'm using is Crystal Skies hand dyed Snow on the Beach. She's on Etsy.
I pull out all your.
I've been using a mixture of needles. For the ribbing, I used Chagus because I couldn't find my square. I seem to have lost a pair of my squares somewhere amongst my couch. But then for the main body, I am using my squares. This is what the yarn looks like.
That's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
I've heard that would be nice. It has a little bit of something to it, but it's still light colored.
Right.
So
Your favorite color.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm not very far. It looks like a stinking hat. Of course, I do have it on 16-inch needles.
Yeah.
So it's not very
You can already
spread out.
tell that you got more stitches on than you normally would. Because
Right.
It's bunched up.
It's bunched and you can see like the flaring and stuff. So basically...
Is that a free pattern now or no? It's been in your queue for a while.
No, I think it's a paid for pattern.
Yeah.
Basically, I've got the
Band.
thank you done.
Good thing there's two of us.
And like 4 rows. Like I did not work a lot on it, but I got it started. I mean,
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. I am down to 3. So you want to take a turn?
Sure. Okay, let's see.
I got my
First is my socks, which, again, lately this is the pattern I've been going to, is the Rose City Rollers, which is, again, free on Ravelry. The yarn I am using is from Night Owl Fibers.
Ah, yes, we saw these. It's really pretty.
And this is her Valentine's, or was one of her Valentine's called Love Me More.
Hold on. I call dibs.
I think we already agreed when I ordered it.
I'm just making sure to any viewers that might reach out. I call dibs. Which I think is so cute that they do that.
And let's see. The marker is. Well, where the marker is.
You're like, I can see it. Yeah, that is gorgeous yarn.
Isn't it pretty?
That's really coming out nice.
Yeah. And this pair isn't matching 100%.
No.
Like I started on the cream, and I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Especially
I think as long as you start that way and you know you're not going to purposely match it, it's not as of a big, not as big of a deal.
If you spent like 20 minutes trying to match up stripes and then you started knitting and they didn't match, then it's a little irritating.
Yeah. So, and I use like a size 1 needle. How's that? I use small.
She uses small.
On my Chagoos 40-inch cable. Okay, we'll go with this one next. This is what occupied most of my knitting time. Which you guys have seen this a couple of times. I'm getting there. So getting there. This is the Grande Double Wrap with Shot of Brioche by Cozy Up. It is a paper pattern.
I was actually thinking about making another one of those for somebody, but then I went, do I really want to?
You know, if I were to make another one, I probably wouldn't make it as wide.
It did. Okay, so remember my whole thing, I had to switch needles because...
Well, right, yeah. Who's to say you don't just, keep the needle size of the pattern and not make it as wide? Don't cast on as many stitches.
I could have done that.
Especially since you're not doing a brioche anyways.
I think a lot of mine was because the first one I knit, I used the needles they said, and it came out perfect to size.
Yeah.
The second time it did not, and I had used the exact same needles. I really think it was the yarn. The difference in the yarn. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. The gray was
done. Done with the gray.
Why not fibers?
Can you say that 3 times?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
It has a sparkle to it. It was, let's see, colorway was Smoke and Shadows, and it's on their Stardust base, 75/20, and then 5 Stellina. And then the other one is by Sin City. Yeah, here we go. No colorway. It's just an 80/20. It's one of their they do some dyeing there, and this is where I'm at on this. That colorway. The last time we podcast, I was where...
So she got a lot done, guys.
Yep. And that's considering a couple of, like, right in this area, I was having, right at the, like, last couple of inches, I was having some freaking problems. I was like, are you kidding me?
Did you measure yours across? Is it measuring, I think it was supposed to be 16 inches?
Originally when it started, I'm not saying that that's what it is now.
Gotcha, okay. But it was originally?
Yeah. Originally when I started this section, I was pretty close to on point.
Gotcha.
It's pretty wide.
It is wide.
Yeah.
I know when I blacked mine, I did not black mine at all for width.
Yeah.
Like, I left the width alone.
Yeah.
I did black it a little bit to get the length that they said on there.
Mm-hmm.
But that was it.
Which I might have to do because I don't think I quite have the length for the brioche section. I might be off by like an inch or so.
Oh, an inch ain't be no biggie.
Well, I think it was supposed to be close to the same as the other colorway section, which...
Yeah, I don't know if mine was, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I just know when
I'm off like by a...
I just know when I finished it, I pinned it at one end and then did it about halfway and then measured and looked at what they said it should be.
But I can tell this has got some...
Yeah, it's got a lot of stretch to it.
So I definitely do not want to make it wider.
No.
Straighter, yes.
Yeah.
On the edging.
You know what, though? When you're
Longer.
wearing it, you don't even see that.
No.
Because it kind of like folds a bit within itself because it is so wide.
Yeah. So yeah, I was getting really excited that I was close to the end. I finished up the brioche, and I'm like, oh, this section will be a
My
breeze.
goal for next year is the one that I knit myself is to actually get it back out and rewash it because I used wash that, unbeknownst to me, had lavender in it.
That's right.
So I can't wear the cowl.
Even though it said it was unscented, didn't it?
Yes.
Or something?
It is not
That was
unscented.
weird.
I had an instant reaction once I had blocked it. So that's my goal for next winter, before next winter, is to actually get that taken care of so I can wear it because I think that would actually be another piece that I would really wear.
See, that's what I think about this too, in terms of once I get it done, I think I'll
You'll
wear it quite a bit.
Of course, mine
'Cause
will
then
be
you
like
don't
in the
have to-
dead of winter because I get really warm.
Well, and I don't have to worry about it falling off my neck or
And it's big enough
losing something. Or
when you take it off. Just stick it in the sleeve of your coat.
Yeah.
Because it's nice and bulky. It'll stay in there.
Yep. So that's that one. Okay, you ready for the last one?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to show it today. And
Then you're going to rip it out?
yes, I am. I
called that one.
really not happy at all. Not happy. I have to find, it's just one of those instances where it's like, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you keep practicing because I now have yarn for those. So you can let me know the ins and outs.
Well, it's not a matter of, it's part of the yarn. Sometimes you find you like the colorway. And I knew when I was making this pair of mitts, it was not going to be for me. It was going to probably go to my daughter. Okay? So, you keep that in mind. It's like you knit things all the time. That's not 100% something that
Your
you,
taste.
fall in love with. But I really, and it was D-stash yarn, so I can't complain there. But I'm doing the cover, what's it actually called? Got one more. The Rainbow Adventure Fingerless Mitts. It does call for a worsted weight yarn. So this is the pattern I'm doing. I'm doing it using the size needles that the pattern calls for. And it's like the second to largest size. The stripes are just too long. Okay. And the colorway, like this orange, doesn't even look like it. Yeah, I mean...
Okay, now...
See what I'm saying?
I am going to say this to you. I get what you're saying with the orange and the other color blending. I'll give you that.
And the orange and the pink, yep.
Now, as far as the stripes being so long, that's just the way that yarn was dyed.
Right. It's
for whatever circumference. This is a small circumference.
Right.
So you would have to find yarn that has just mini stripes, basically.
Yeah.
if you want that different.
Right. And then I struggled through these. At one point, I think the last time you thought I was going to have it done, and I didn't have it done because I didn't follow the pattern. Then I started following the pattern and realized the second mitt that I cast it on, I had an extra... This is funny. Okay. I had an extra section of 3x1 ribbing somehow. And I'm like, why does this seem so short? So, I was quite far away, and I was danged if I was going to rip the whole thing out. So, Karen being Karen was like, and you can't tell. I went all the way down, and then with my crochet needle, went all the way back up. And it's actually these four right here next to the yellow are the ones that I went all the way down. Okay, so I'm like, I'm going to make this work because and
she's still going to take them out.
And then I'm at the point of increasing. And one of them's kind of looking pretty wonky. I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Right now, I'm at the point where I'm going to rip them out. Rip them out. Because the only thing is, it's nothing to do with the yarn itself. I like the yarn.
Not for this project.
It is, yeah.
Well, and you can see how thick those stripes are.
HTY yarns. And dyed self-striping.
And that's almost the one I bought for doing it.
It looks like it might be
buy
Cupcakes HDY. The way that stamp is there. And yeah, you can see in the actual picture itself, you can see how long
the stripes are.
The stripe pattern is. And even for socks, that's pretty long.
Yeah. Unless you have big feet.
True.
Wendy. But, it's worsted weight, though.
It is worse. Yeah.
It's weird because...
And it's 100% superwash. It's 100% superwash. It has no nylon in it.
Well, and how many people want worsted weight socks?
I know. That's, yeah.
You can make some slippers.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I thought of is if I hat, right now this is the only time you guys are going to see them. Because I actually like the turquoise that's coming up. And on the one sock, I think I'll get to the one mitt, I'll get to the turquoise. On this one, I don't think I'm going to get to the turquoise because it's in the middle. I don't know. So that's where I'm at. It's just, you get those projects where you're like, I put the work in it. Obviously, I wanted the end product.
But here's the thing, though. Are you putting too much thought into this? They're for your daughter. She's going to love them no matter what.
Yeah.
You're, as a knitter, going, oh, I don't like the way these stripes are on this.
Yeah.
She's going to get the mitts and be like, oh, these are so cute.
Yeah. I just think this is a situation where it doesn't do justice to the pattern.
So do you have another yarn to use?
Not worsted weight.
I know, right?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I could probably come up with some numbers if I wanted to, do the math. I don't like to do math when it comes to knitting. I like the math to already be made up for me. Unless I'm doing the pattern myself. And then it's my own problem. I could do the math, but...
Well, I was disappointed. I do have to say, I was disappointed that pattern wasn't worsted weight. Because that was one of the patterns I really wanted. And then when I got the book, I was like, oh, it's worsted weight.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was disappointing. Look at Knit Picks has Felici worsted.
I think I'm going to run into the same problem. Those stripes are pretty white.
I don't know. You could look at, because they show what they look like usually.
Well, I wonder, because a lot of times when you think of worsted, like you said, you think of cowls, you think of hats, you think of sweaters. So you think of things that are going to have a lot more stitches on them.
Yeah, you would think.
So when you come, hand mitts that only have a...
Well, whose yarn did they use in the pattern? Mustache, I think.
I think it was.
I want to say mustache, maybe.
So.
Because I got the yarn from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And those are little stripes. I mean, because are we really against buying more yarn? No. I think it might say on the main page who was used.
It's in here somewhere.
I don't know why, but mustache was ringing a bell to me. But at any rate,
yeah,
it's neither here nor there.
Yep.
So, yeah. Alrighty. So she's gonna rip them.
Today I am. That's my thought today. We'll see.
So next time you might see her finished mitts.
But that's what's been taking most of my time because, kind of when you get to that point of like, it was...
You just need to power through. I mean, they're not going to take long to finish.
Yeah, it was yesterday, I think, when I realized it. I'm like, are you kidding me? I had that whole extra section of 3 rows, 3 of knitting and 1 purl, and I'm like,
but
how
you're
did
you're past that point now, though, so...
Yeah.
It should be smooth
Of course,
sailing.
looking at it in the lighting today...
Most people don't have this sort of lighting.
Well, yeah. I thought my increases on the 1 mitt were looking kind of wonky, and they don't look as bad as I thought
it didn't
they
look
did.
wonky.
The one is definitely I like, but I mean, how much more do I really have to go anyways? I have to do the, finish the thumb. And
I personally would,
and it's not very long, so
I would finish them.
I probably will. Let's be realistic.
And she's gonna love them.
Mm-hmm. And she will. Yeah,
finish them. There you go.
There's the answer.
Everybody's yelling at the screen right now.
Finish them, Karen!
Just do it! That's another FO! Oh, goodness. All right. Let's see. Let me finish up my whips. So this one was going to be an FO, but I thought I had enough time when I came home from dinner, but then something happened, and I ended up not having enough time when I came home from dinner to finish it. So close, though. I'm using the leftovers of the Arkansas Yarn Co. Advent. And I'm doing the Flax Light. And it is a sweater for Peanut. Like
yeah, you were like...
I am literally just rows away.
And Karen been late, she probably would have finished.
Yeah, I would have finished it. I know. When you messaged, I'm like, seriously? I have 15 minutes more. I would not have had the end sewn in, but it would have been finished. I was where the progress keeper was.
Yeah.
So I finished all that, 1 sleeve, and like almost there, guys. So for this one, since I've been doing the whole needle thing, I used my squares, and for the sleeves, for the bigger part, I am using my zings, and for the ribbing, I am using my signature DPNs.
So you're just pulling out all the titles.
Look at me go.
Yeah.
That's okay. I was laughing because you know how I got that, and I actually showed it on here, the photo case for storing my fixed needles in. You notice I have another one sitting there?
Yeah.
I am going through my DPNs, and I'm figuring out what sizes they are. The ones that I can't read. And all my DPNs are going in cases by size.
There you go.
Then I will not have those issues anymore.
No.
Of course, it might take me quite a while to figure out what they are, and so I'm going to have 2 cases then. So, because I did find that doing that method has actually worked out pretty well. Okay, I got 2 more whips. So I did have a few whips. This one.
I have a pair of your 4s that have been coming. They came in really handy with that pair of mitts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I went to pull my shirt and I pulled my belly ring. Oh,
How?
that hurts. Oh, probably more info than you needed.
can only imagine.
Okay, so this is a free pattern. I am doing the mini version. There's also a large version. Magic Spring Shawl. If you want a pattern that you absolutely positively do not have to think about it, this one's it.
Mm-hmm. So anyone that's new to knitting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's nothing. I stopped working on it one night because I was getting a little bored. Okay. Arkansas Yarn Co. Knitting needles. I'm fine once I make it to like the yarn over section.
Mm-hmm.
Vintage Rose. I was right. Miss Case socks. No. Where was I at? Oh, okay. So where the progress keeper is.
So you've
I
only
did all
used
that.
2 of the 3 colors so far.
Yes.
That will help too once you get to the next color.
Well, like, I'm fine. The section.
Yeah.
After a while, I get bored with
Yeah.
or my hands start hurting.
Mm-hmm. From doing the same motion.
Yeah,
over and over again.
exactly. So this isn't one that I'm like, oh, I'm going to get done. Although I was actually thinking, if I got this done in time for Alicia's birthday, I could see her wearing this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I might try to get it done by
With her
Alicia's
dark
birthday.
hair, that would be beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. But still, I mean, that's not until April 25th, so I got plenty of time. It's all good.
At least there's a deadline now.
Yeah, there's a deadline now, guys. I got this. So, yeah, I've just been kind of working on that here and there, so maybe I should finish some of this stuff before I cast on more things, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Shh. Bite your tongue. That's not what you're supposed to say. I mean, I still have needles empty. And Laura's going, no, let her cast on my sweater. Okay. This time I went ahead and brought my crochet blanket. I can finally get all this off my seat. Like, Jesus.
So did our discussion / arguments the last time we gathered help get you back into the groove of that? And the arguments were self-arguments that she was having, and then she would ask my opinion, and I would give a suggestion, and we both knit the corner to corner differently.
Yes.
So it's really interesting when one person follows the well, you have a pattern that you follow.
No, not really.
Kind of.
Kind of.
I have a pattern that I actually follow.
I mean,
it was funny. I think I helped. I think I helped.
She's
Did I help?
Yes, you did help. Because she's telling me, no, well, you got to do chain six. I'm like,
and then this,
I don't chain six
I don't
anywhere in this.
I'm like, all right. So obviously you do it differently.
Yeah, so we do it a little bit different. And the problem was that I had put this away for so long that it just kind of slipped from my mind what I was doing on it. So, and that happens sometimes when you put stuff away. So let me find my progress keeper, the right progress keeper, because I have one edge marked, and that's the edge that I have to do the slip.
Yeah.
See, I got smart.
You got smart.
Because
that was the other thing. She's at the point where she's actually
out.
Yeah, she was getting to the point where she was actually making it a rectangle.
Yeah,
she had gotten to us.
I don't know why that was so funny, but I'm like, there I am. Okay, so where my sheep was, you want to take that on?
Yep.
I did all the way across. So, yeah, that was actually quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because this is fingering weight.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Not held double either.
Not held double. No, this is a single fingering weight crocheted. So, it does take some time. Are you checking my work to make sure it's going right? I took out one section And then, yeah, so it's going to work. And I'm going to put a border on it anyway, so.
You're going to make it work.
Yeah. No, like this side is really, really good. I think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Are we good over there? She's like, no, we're not good.
Yeah, I'm just seeing how you do it.
Oh.
Is all.
I do it different than you.
We do it different. We do it different.
We do it differently.
And that's what makes it our own.
I don't even know if I can tell. Oh, 3.5 crochet hook is what I use. I'm just using random minis thrown in this bag. I have a little crochet hook container I like to keep in my bag because then it doesn't, like, it clinks and I can find it when it goes to the bottom. You know, I'm organized like that. Just zip it. She's
Can I say that I found my crochet needle that, like, got lost mid getting up out of the chair and disappeared?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, this week it's like all of a sudden it showed up on the floor by the recliner.
I have to move my guy out.
I'm like, what happened? Did it finally work its way out? it was like, there it was. I'm like, a hot dog.
So I got confused when I got down to the one end. I couldn't figure out which end I was supposed to be doing the slip knit on.
Yeah.
So then I ended up taking stuff apart. So then I ended up
marking
that that's the end I do the slip knit on. So I would have had a lot more done on this.
Yeah.
But I did take some out again.
Yeah.
So. And I don't tend to work on this as much as my knitting because if I was crocheting with a thicker yarn, I don't need to look. With the thinner yarn, if I don't pay some attention, I crochet my way right out of the loop.
Yeah.
Because I get going and then I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you missed the loop completely.
Yeah, so it does take me a little bit, not focused so much, just looking down.
Yeah.
So.
And you didn't need to do any more looking down with your neck the way it's
I didn't. So. Yeah. And this is definitely not anything I can work on in the car because A, it's already freaking hot as heck in there. B, so I don't want a blanket on me. B, when you're using fingering weight to crochet, not a good car project. I tried it once.
Yeah, every button.
Yeah.
You'd have thread and everything everywhere.
I had considered taking it out and redoing it and holding fingering double. But I had quite a bit of it already done. Yeah. I was like, no, I'm not taking all that out. So, yeah. So that is all my whips. I'm not going to try to fit that back in the cart. Guys, I don't know if you saw my big bag. My friend Lori made this for me. The thing is huge. Mm-hmm. And then she was worried about the weight being on the zipper, like as a handle. So then she put a side hand on it. But the fabric is so me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing to make it better is if it was blue roses. Because her favorite color is blue.
Coupon codes. If you use code KFB19 on Ravelry for Amanda Rate Cole, you will receive 20% off her patterns. Naughty Knitting Sacks. If you use code DirtyBrain15, you will receive 15% off. Lollipop Girl Yarns. We talked about this one, guys. Use code KFB15 for 15% off. That's good on her hand-dyed yarns and patterns. That includes kit, clubs, advents, pretty much anything in her shop. So hop on over there. All right, that's coupon codes.
She hadn't been able to throw anything at me so far. She hasn't had to throw one ball band.
Well, no, because I wrote
she was going to fling a pen at me.
I wrote names on it on all the yarns, so I actually flung it back. Acquisitions?
Nope.
Alrighty.
I tell you, it's been a
time for my
couple
show.
Weeks. Yeah, I see them.
And it's going to be fun to figure it out. I probably have to just stack them that way. All right, let's start with thrifting first. Which isn't anything quite that exciting. And I bought bags of yarn. And then when I got home, I took out the yarns I wanted. And then the yarns I did not want, I threw into the Goodwill donation pile that we have going on. So I got this because my kitchen is blue. And once I finish all of Alicia's scrubbies,
you're going to put yourself through some more.
Yeah. I'm going to make myself some scrubbies.
There you go.
So I got that. That was in one bag. And then all of this was in another bag. Regia cotton. These are both the same, it says. Surf color, although they definitely look like different dye lots. For sure.
Either that or one was sitting in the sun for...
Something's going on. Like you can see, definitely different.
Yeah.
Well, let's look here. They are 5416, 5415, 50381, 50380.
Yeah.
So,
completely different dye lots.
Completely different dye lots. And here's the picture on the side.
But really, realistically, for you,
one ball's
gonna make.
Exactly. What else was in there? Willow Yarns. Farmhouse cotton. It's 100% cotton, so I went ahead and kept it. Even though I wasn't necessarily after this, but always use cotton.
Pretty thin, probably double it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Good for donation washcloths. Because I pretty much went through my cotton stash. Mm-hmm. So this one is Rowan, and this is all seasons cotton. I don't know if it has colorway.
Looks like a really pretty. Boy, words.
It's pissy. You want to try? What color is it, Karen? She's losing it, guys.
Oh, sorry. So sorry. Oh, my goodness. Dusty Rose.
There you go. So that was all the Goodwill yarn. Where do I go next? Okay, next. I had mentioned before I had done boxes with Laura of Ancestral Yarns. I make the sock bags and she dyes the yarn. She sent me this month's club. So, correct? Yeah, March. Everybody should have it, but if you don't, spoiler. Mm-hmm. You had the option of getting one skein or two skeins. She sent me both the skeins. I don't think it has. No, it's just called March 2021.
Yeah, because pretty much if you weren't part of the club, I don't think she offers it.
Yeah, I don't think she, Look how pretty that is. Okay, do you know what this reminds me of? Here we go again.
Sorbet ice cream.
Yes!
rainbow, because that's the first thing I thought of is the rainbow sorbet ice cream.
I have like this whole ice cream theme going on, and I don't even really eat ice cream.
She's like, apparently she's hungry when she's picking out her yarn.
But yeah, that was really sweet of
relate
her.
The food to what you're doing.
This was a surprise when she sent it to me. I didn't know it was coming.
Yeah.
So, and it's always exciting when you get home and there's a box you're not expecting. Especially when you look at the label on it, you're like, oh, that's yarn.
The mailman's for a person or whoever it is, it's probably like another package.
I know, right? Oh, between me and my husband, it's nonstop, those poor people. Mm-hmm. And I think Amazon, they don't even have to like map up. They know where we're at. So, yeah, that was quite exciting. So, love those. Okay, also on the club front, everybody should have received it if you ordered it. The club that Laura and I did guys. Like, she completely knocked it out of the ballpark. The June one, which is on sale now in her shop, is going to be amazing. See that bag sticking out there with the glue?
Mm-hmm.
That's the bag for the next club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so this was the bag I made for the club. The yarn that she dyed to go with it is called Nebula Sky. Okay, guys. I mean, this is amazing. Look at that.
Wow.
Is that not gorgeous? Like, she did so good. This one's mine. I'm keeping it. But she sent an extra one for you guys.
Cool.
So, I don't know if we want to do a giveaway. Do we want to save it for a prize for the mid-along?
Let's do a mid-along. Well, that's up to you. I mean, I don't know if you have anything else aside for the mid-along. Yeah, I think we got either way.
Either way. I think we'll save it for the mid-along. That'll be a nice thing. It'll be like a really nice. So, still all packaged. So, it's all wrapping up in there when you get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's, even once you get into the initial package, it's still a surprise. So, yeah. Okay. We'll put that for the mid-along, maybe. Yep. Alrighty. Also in my box from Laura.
She's got...
Oh, wait, nope. I have one more purchase. Sorry. I just saw it back here. I ordered from D-Stash again. This is Knit Mona Mini Vacation. As in Minnie Mouse. Oh. Remind me when we're done. I have a ball like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to cake it, and like this one, I can clearly see where the end is.
You can't find it.
I can't find the end. So have you look at this is really soft.
Oh wow. It is.
Yeah. It's like that is nice. Let's see, what is it?
Mona. Mm-hmm. Does it say
It's an 80-20.
Oh, that's why.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're like, So yeah, I bought that from
she got herself some yarn.
I got yarn. Like anybody's shocked I got yarn. She did?
I don't have to worry about purchasing any because she'll take care of us.
Okay. No, I have been really good
for both of us.
I have been really good lately.
Yeah.
I really have. So, and this, other than my Goodwill yarn, is the only yarn I purchased.
Cool.
So,
that we don't count Goodwill as really yarns.
No, that's not it.
No, that's not. Yeah.
Goodwill doesn't count.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now back to Laura's box. Which some of the stuff I actually put, I'm not going to lie, I put away already. But I kept, like, the main, I don't know. I kept some stuff. This one she sent me, and I know she's going to yell at the screen. I do believe that she had, the maker and the colorway attached to it, and somehow, as I'm digging through the box and doing this, that, and the other, I no longer have it. Oh, hold on here.
She has a new in case you guys are wondering, okay.
But there was an organizer. This
Kevin and Ray, you have encouraged.
No, not really.
I don't know. That's where I saw it. Is that where you saw it?
No, but here's the thing. I did not go looking for this.
Okay.
Okay.
It came and found you?
It did. Because I went to Joann's. Here's my story, guys.
Uh-huh.
I went to Joann's to purchase fabrics.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't spend as much as I thought I was going to. So I couldn't use my $10 off coupon. And then I turned around and I saw this sitting there, clearanced, for what was it, $23. And that put me right where I could use my $10 off coupon. So in my mind, it was only $13.97.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I get it? And it's just like Kevin and Ray shows, where it's on wheels and it has the 3 dividers or 3.
Like, I think they got theirs from like IKEA.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So I put, FOs on top, shelf, whips in the center, and acquisitions on the bottom. The problem being is right next to it are the bags of yarn Laura sent for her sweaters. And they want to keep not falling down and knocking into the cart, which is on wheels, so it's going that way. Oh, speaking of which, she also sent me 3 t-shirts. This is one of them. And Gilmore Girls, of course. You'll see the other 2 throughout me wearing them here. So, yeah, I don't remember what this is.
So that's what she keeps bending over for is
Yes.
acquisitions are on the bottom.
This was what she sent me to use for that pattern. Desert Vista Dye Works. Colorway is dark chocolate covered cherries.
What do you know? Brown and pink. Different shades.
And this was what I was going to use for those,
The gloves?
The gloves.
The rainbow mitts?
yes, because this is worsted, so. All right, and then I think the rest of this is, nope. Hold on, I see one more item that was not, nope, I see 2 more items. Okay, then she was going to destash this in, hello.
That, like, screams.
This is Peanut.
Yep.
She loves Elmo, and she's now gotten into, like, she can name Cookie Monster and Big Bird and all of them now. So, and even Abby. So, yeah, she could not destash this. I needed this. This will be for Peanut projects.
Yep.
So, had to have that. This one is a Just Because gift. And I'm going to warn you, it has naughtiness on it. It's a naughty word, so if you're easily offended, turn her away. If you're not, then you can laugh with me, because Karen's going to laugh.
You know it.
I tell my husband this all the time.
Well, I got you that cross
Yes.
stitch
And I
quite
thought of
some
that. I
time,
need
and right before,
I need to get that out.
because I've known this for years. I've known this for years because originally this was brought up in knit group.
Yes. Yep.
Many a times.
So Laura made me a special tote bag. I won't read it. I'll let you guys read it. But this is something I tell my husband all the time. So it's kind of a funny. And of course she did it in the blue glitter. And this is like a good size bag. I could bring a few projects, guys, with me. So that'll be used a lot.
Bring that to yarn events. That would definitely
would strike up some conversations, I'll bet.
not only that, but you have plenty of space to bring all kinds of goodies home.
All right. The rest of this are Christmas gifts. Like the remainder of my Christmas gifts from her. Because I already showed you Christmas gifts from her. Okay. Anyhow, my yarn that she sent me is Nomadic Yarns. I Smell Snow and Sparkle. Okay.
I think that's the first time I've seen it, like, just in a skein and not in the, from Nomadic.
Yeah. She knew I wanted this one. Even though my husband says it's really hard to read. But it's a ginger snap bag. It has another naughty word. Seems to be a theme, right? Let me see if I can get it up so you guys can see it. This is I'm a ray
of sunshine.
Yeah, of sunshine. It's one of her little doctor bags that open up and it has a little pocket inside. Okay. Put this back there. Oh, I can't reach. I got a zippered unicorn pouch that's quilted.
That's cute. And then it'll sit
Stands
up
up
all
nice, too.
by itself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know me, I can fit a pair of socks in there, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it goes that way. And then from Erin Lane bags. She knows I like Care Bears. Well, Erin Lane had the Care Bear sheeples. So I got this one. And because I guess one isn't enough.
Get it in different size and variety.
Yeah. Well, and like this one has a box bottom. Where the other one did not have a box bottom.
Yep.
And then this one doesn't have the sheeple on it, but it has like all the
emojis.
that's good enough.
I'll use it.
And this one's an even bigger one.
Almost like emojis, or more like stickers, if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys know what we mean.
Signs.
Okay. And then last but not least, I have 2 Cozy Up bags. Yeah, I have 2, right? Yeah, because I have the small one, and then I have the big doctor one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They came out, JoJo ended up coming out with a new fabric. So Laura thought I needed it. And it was actually really pretty, so, I mean, hey. And I don't have this style from them yet. So she got me the new JoJo bag for Cozy Up Sisters. Interesting. I think that's it now. I made it through.
Well, thank you for helping fill out the rest of the podcast.
I'm always here for you.
I know. I came over and I'm like, I don't have hardly anything.
And then I went, I have a cart.
I was like, I don't
What
know
is
how
wrong with
long.
me?
I don't know how long this is going to be.
But you know what we always say? We don't know how long it's going to be, and then we run the battery dead.
Yeah.
And, like, we're already at almost an hour. I got a tickle. It is not funny. Almost at an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, goodness. Illinois weather.
Yep.
TV. Okay. I finished Blind Spot. A lot of the viewers told me it was sad. I think it could have been a lot sadder had they not finished. It's hard to, like, not ruin something. Like,
yeah.
it basically ended how it began, which makes sense, but right before they ended it, they had, like, you thinking something else, so it kind of took the sadness away from me. Like, it ruined, like, when, like, you already are like, oh, okay, so this happened, and that was happy. And then you find out, no, that's not really what happened. Here's this little blip of what happened, like, blip of what happened, and it was a sad moment, but it was blip.
Yeah.
So there wasn't, I was just like, really?
So do you think it was it a true ending for the series, or one of those series where it got ended because of ratings?
Here's the thing with them. After season 4, it was supposed to be done.
Okay.
They came back for a season 5 to finish it out, to close it up. Typically, their seasons were 22 episodes. They did the 5th season in 11 episodes, and it was done.
Gotcha.
So, no, I think they completely finished it out. They did what they needed to do. It was time for it to end because it couldn't keep going.
Yeah.
It was one of those shows. I mean, when I was already on episode 2, I'm like, how are they going to keep this going?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. How would I rate it? I mean, it was good.
Sometimes she bases her whole experience with the series on how it ends.
Sometimes. Well, even interest-wise. Okay. Did I want to sit down nonstop and watch it like I did Shadowhunters? Or the originals? No. I was not that hooked.
Yeah.
And I keep referring back to Shadowhunters because I'll tell you what, that was one of the that was good.
Ironically, I only watched the first couple of seasons, and then I read the books after
You should
that.
really finish this.
So I need to go
finishing.
back and actually rewatch it again because
Oh my gosh.
it was.
You know what? If you start rewatching it, you let me know. I'll start rewatching it so we can have conversations because
Okay.
I would.
Yeah.
And I don't typically rewatch.
Yeah.
You know that. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So, was it last night? Last
Those
night.
bags really do not want to cooperate over there. They've been.
I'm pretty sure it was last night. Last night I started True Bloods. Okay. First off.
Do you think it's going to be addiction worthy?
First off.
Oh.
I have the first 2 seasons on DVD before I'm going to switch over to HBO Max. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because why stream if I have the disc?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say. Why, on God's green earth, would you only put 2 episodes per disc and make me have to keep getting up to change the disc? 2 episodes! What is that? No sooner did I sit down and I had to get back up. I don't get up for hours, folks. 2 episodes per disc.
Yeah.
That's pathetic. Okay.
Well, and then you think they don't have the commercials in there.
Right. Other series that I have way more than 2 on a disc.
So can I ask if every time you go to watch the next one, does it have the whole beginning, like what previously happened? Or,
No, they don't do the previously
and all that
happened.
stuff. That's,
No, but here's the real kick in the pants. Every time you put a new disc in,
mm-hmm.
you have to watch the same HBO previews that you can't skip past. And it's the same one on every disc.
So does that encourage you to switch to HBO Max earlier?
It kind of does. Especially for the fact that, did I skip the fact that I have to keep getting up to change a disc? I mean, I want to relax and watch my shows. I don't need an aerobic exercise workout walking over to my TV.
Well, then that also opens up the opportunity, is it, worth it?
Okay,
I could
so
stop the DVD player and just switch to something else instead of getting up and.
Okay, I'm still on the fence on it. I'm going to tell you that.
Okay.
I just started episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't know. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, and what scares me is Phil told me that the first few seasons are really, really good.
Oh, and you're on the fence already.
And then it gets bad. He didn't like, and I'm thinking, And I think a lot of it is the setting.
Mm-hmm.
Even some of how it was filmed, it doesn't, I don't know when it came out,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like it probably came out more recent than what it portrays it.
Okay.
When you're watching the and maybe I'm not explaining this right,
Does
but
it feel like it was done in the 80s or
Yes!
90s and
Yeah,
it really
was
it's a more recent, so the technology should bring it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a difference between let's say for example Stranger Things. Stranger Things purposely is set in the late 79, early 80s era but done really well.
Mm.
It's not
This just seems like something old as dirt that didn't have, any...
Instead of watching a show like Supernatural that I know that was okay, that's some cheesy special effects there, because at the time they didn't have the special effects that they do now.
Okay, now here's my other complaint. I'm on episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of vampire action. There's a lot of smut. Not with the vampires.
You
but
call
with
it
the other
True
people.
Blood. The point is, it should be True Blood.
But so far, there's basically one vampire in this little podunk town. They use the word, not me. And he had a couple vampire visitors. So I was on the fence about stopping watching, but yet I'm kind of curious, does it get better? It's kind of like, I don't know, it's almost like you have to watch it even though you shouldn't watch it. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you also think, too, had you watched that
When
first,
it came out.
or even first, before you had watched the originals, right?
The originals
or Vampire's
and
Diary,
Legacies
or Legacy and
and
all that, would you have
I probably would
changed your mind? You know, in terms of,
honestly,
is it because you watched the other series that you feel is so much better in terms of quality and the writing and what was happening?
And it is. But I also, if I would not have watched those and I just started with this, I probably would have turned it off. Because of the other ones, I still feel like this little bitty glimmer of hope that something might happen. I don't know.
Some action's gonna happen. People should need some action, obviously.
So I guess if you guys have watched it, let me know. Do I continue to watch it? Is it gonna, like, get better?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm almost done with, it's taken me a while, but I'm almost done with season 1 of Grimm. There's a lot of freaking shows in that show just to get down to the last show. That one's good, because if I sit down to watch it, I'll watch 2 or 3 in a row. I will. I'll sit there and watch like several of them in a row. Once I stop it, though, I have other opportunities that I'll watch other things. Yesterday I watched Gemini Man, which is a movie with Will Smith. And I watched that. Chuck and Buddy were out and about. And then I started watching Salt, which I had seen before, which has Angela Jolie in. Well, I'm sitting there watching it. And Chuck, she's a CIA agent, Russian agent. And so there are certain points, and I'm like, those are some bad wigs. But anyways, and so she's undercover and everything. And Chuck came in just like right after the very beginning part. And it was late, and he's like, how long is this thing? I'm like, it's short. It was only like an hour and 34 minutes. For a movie, that's pretty darn short. Okay, so he's sitting there, and he was getting into it. And about halfway through, he's like, he goes, boy, it almost looks like she's trying to look like Angela Jolie.
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, I looked over, and I'm like, because it is. And he's like, oh, well, that makes sense
then.
But he watched the whole thing, but he hates it when he doesn't like to watch movies. He doesn't like the waste of time. He thinks it's a waste of time. Well, I got news for him. No. If I want to watch a movie, I'm watching a movie.
He won't want to be around my house.
He didn't complain. I mean, the only thing was at the last probably 10 minutes or so, he's like, how, it's got to be coming to an end now. I'm like, it's really not that long of a show.
Wow.
Oh, men and their patience.
Men.
Or impatience in this case. But yeah, I've been still watching movies here and there. I haven't really gotten into any. I'm
not much of a movie person.
One night I started watching The Queen's Gambit.
Never heard of it.
Which is on Netflix. Which the previews look really good, and a lot of people have done a lot of rave reviews. I don't know that I'm going to finish it just because I have to be in the mindset to finish it, because it's obvious about some addictions and some abuse that, and you have to be in that mindset to be able to. I mean, it's not to say anything bad about the series. The series is really good. It's just like, I'm not for sure if it's one that I'm going to like.
Yeah.
And that's another one where it's like, I'm not for sure. Everybody raved about this one. And maybe it's because it's more of a drama versus, like, I like the and science fiction,
Some action. Some fighting.
Supernatural fantasy type.
Yeah.
And this was definitely more drama based.
Okay, so I can't watch anything on Netflix right now. I have a hate relationship with Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah, I refuse to watch Netflix until freaking Lucifer comes back. Where is my last season of Lucifer?
Somehow I don't think that you boycott them.
I don't care. It's just
there's another word I can't say
It's just
today.
the whole thing of if I want to watch Netflix, I want to watch the last season of Lucifer. Get it up. And every month on Facebook I see, come into Netflix in March, and I go, oh, nope. Coming into Netflix and nope. What's the hold up?
There's 31 days in March.
What's the... Oh, they show you a thing for the whole... Like, they release...
They didn't
a week before March what's coming out that whole entire month.
And they didn't even announce, because of COVID and because of...
There was...
Filming,
There was a filming lapse with Lucifer. But then they went back to filming, and it was predicted it was going to be on Netflix in January. January.
Ooh. Laura's not happy.
And that's when I'll probably sit and watch the whole season in one day.
Yeah. Yep. And get a lot of knitting done.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm not liking Netflix right now. They got nothing for me.
Oh, that's funny.
No, it's not.
It is. You're entertaining anyway.
No, it's not. Alrighty. We only got 3 minutes left on the battery, so I guess we'll quit yip-yapping.
Yeah. We'll be nice to Brett so he doesn't have to.
Yeah, you have to switch. I always text him, need another battery. Actually, I don't even do that. I just put battery. Because heaven forbid we do anything like that. I ain't touching his equipment.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we will see you guys back in 2 weeks. Make sure, if you haven't, well, you should have, but if you haven't,
tune
subscribe.
in and see if Karen either rips out those gloves.
She's not. No, I'm not going to let her rip them out. Subscribe, like, comment, knit some mitts. You got plenty of time to do that.
Yep.
Or 2 or 3.
And obviously you saw one of the possible prizes, so...
Yeah, and I have other yarny prizes down there too. So, and bags and whatnot. Bags! Go on over to Knit for Brains Designs. Check out the bags in there. And then we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.